Hello, students, and welcome once again to Limitless English. For today, we have the book Wordlink Intro 2 in the lesson B of the Unit 7. So let's get started. The topic of this lesson is festivals and holidays. So you have a nice picture there, and you can see that they are basically celebrating one of the festivals that we got here. I'll read for you. It says here, the International Festival of the Sahara takes place in December for 4 days in Dus, a village in Tunisia near the Sahara Desert. Thousands of people gather to celebrate the traditions of the desert people. Events that they do here, they watch people compete in different games to win prizes. Be sure to see one of the horses or camel races. So they have horses and camel races. Love words, don't miss the festival poetry competition. So they have a poetry competition here. And they have local musicians, DJs from around the world. They perform every night. They participate in activities outside of us, visit the domes, large sand hills, for sand skiing, and other sports. So make sure that you go around and that you check all the vocabulary that you don't understand, of the blue words especially, or anything that you don't understand. You get your dictionary and get the answers and the definition of each one of them. In the vocabulary part, it says take turns reading the information about the festival out loud with a partner. So if you don't have a partner, you can still read it for you, and you read it out loud. So like that, you can start and you can get that pronunciation. The word bank, it says word families. We have here compete, family of compete is competition, and competitor. One is a verb, the other one is a noun, and this one is a noun or a person. Participate, a noun will be participation, and a noun or a person will be the participant. Perform, the noun will be performance, and the noun or a person will be the performer. So are you a performer? Are you a competitor? We're talking about baseball or basketball, or even about learning English. It could be. On B, it says complete each definition with the correct form of a word or phrase in blue. So you need to check the phrases that we have here in blue: take place, gather, traditions, compete, prices, races, competition, participate, perform. And in your book, you complete those things with those words that we got here. Today, play a game, other activity, and try to be the best. That is compete. A type of activity, running, driving, that you try to be the fastest in. It is a race. To sing, dance, or play music in front of others. What is the definition of that? To come together in a group. What is the definition of that? To happen. What is the definition of that from the blue words that we got on top? Something like money given to the winner, or games or activity. What is that you get at the end of each competition when you win? The definition of that. Make sure you put it there. To join in and do something together with others. What is the definition of that? And the customs or ways of doing something for a long time. Remember that you have to put in these lines the blue words that we have here on the top. Take place, gather, tradition, compete, prices, races, competition, perform, participate, and so on. So make sure that you check. You can copy and paste, and you can complete it in your personal book, or you can complete it in the book that we have online. It says here, cover the information about the festival. Ask and answer the questions with a partner. Where and when does the festival take place? Do you remember? You can answer that. What happens at the festival? So what happens at this festival? And you can start thinking about a festival that you know about. What festivals do they normally have in the places that you live? Would that be a national festival or an international festival? Or would that be a special festival? Each or every different country, they have different festivals. So think about the festivals that we have in your country. Here we have the Mount Cameroon is an active volcano. As you can see, this volcano is still active. And this is for the listening part. It says, listen for the main idea. You will hear a news report about an event in the African country of Cameroon. Listen and answer the questions. What event is the reporter talking about? So listen and tell us what event they are talking about. A musical performance. B, a big competition. C, a special parade. Let's listen. And 2, it says, what is the event called? Write the word, the of hope. So you got to write the name of the event when you listen. So listen and complete 1 and 2. Let me check again, just in case, to see if the listening works. Okay, now I put it again. Nice. We get it back, and we get the listening right there.
And now for our final story of the evening. We turn to Stuart Kaplan, reporting live from the West African country of Cameroon, where every year, usually in February, the Race of Hope takes place. For more on this, we turn now to Stuart.
Yes, hello, Sandra. I'm standing here in the town of Buea, Cameroon, where the Race of Hope is about to begin. This year, 400 people are competing in the race. They're running about 40 kilometers up and then back down Mount Cameroon, the highest mountain in Western Africa, and an active volcano.
Remember that after you listen, you're supposed to complete what event is the reporter talking about, according to what you listen. A musical performance, a big competition, or a special parade. And what is the event called? Write the word, the of hope. If you need to listen again, you can repeat it, so like that you can complete that part. On the B part, it says, listen for details. Listen and complete the notes about the event. So here you have to answer when you listen. When the event takes place, every year, usually in what they got there. Number of participants this year's blank people. Distance, about how many kilometers. What people do, they run up and then back down where they run. Prices over the money that they talk about. Other events during the weekend, there's also a So listen and complete this blanks that we have here.
And now for our final story of the evening. We turn to Stuart Kaplan, reporting live from the West African country of Cameroon, where every year, usually in February, the Race of Hope takes place. For more on this, we turn now to Stuart.
Yes, hello, Sandra. I'm standing here in the town of Buea, Cameroon, where the Race of Hope is about to begin. This year, 400 people are competing in the race. They're running about 40 kilometers up and then back down Mount Cameroon, the highest mountain in Western Africa, and an active volcano. I'm standing here with one of the participants in today's race. So, where are you from?
Cameroon.
Is this your first time at the race?
Oh no, I've attended the race many times before. It's a tradition for me and my family. But this year I'm in it for the first time.
Okay, so remember to complete this part. If you were not able to complete it, you can always repeat it again. It says here, draw conclusions, think about the name of this event. Why do you think it has this name? And listen again and write your answers. Then compare your ideas with a partner. So if you don't have a partner, you can still complete your ideas and then we'll talk about it. So listen and you have to say, why do you think it has this name? So listen again.
And now for our final story of the evening. We turn to Stuart Kaplan, reporting live from the West African country of Cameroon, where every year, usually in February, the Race of Hope takes place. For more on this, we turn now to Stuart.
Yes, hello, Sandra. I'm standing here in the town of Buea, Cameroon, where the Race of Hope is about to begin. This year, 400 people are competing in the race. They're running about 40 kilometers up and then back down Mount Cameroon, the highest mountain in Western Africa, and an active volcano. I'm standing here with one of the participants in today's race. So, where are you from?
Cameroon?
Is this your first time at the race?
Oh no, I've attended the race many times before. It's a tradition for me and my family. But this year I'm in it for the first time.
All right, so remember, you are supposed to answer, why do you think it has this name? And you're supposed to complete that part. Now, on the next part, it says, imagine you and your partner work for an advertising agency. You are helping the government of Cameroon tell the world about this special event. Create a print or video advertisement about the event. Use your notes in A. So imagine that you are the one that needs to create the advertisement. So write down in your notebook, how would those advertisements be in that aspect. And then you share your advertisement with two other pairs, or which one is the best, it actually. You share that with your teacher when we get back in the class. The advertisements about Mount Cameroon. I'm sure it's going to look fantastic. All right, on the next section, we have the reading section. In the reading section, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to read all the instructions first. Remember, if you need to have your book, and if you have your book, you can complete it as you need it. A, it says here, make predictions and draw conclusions. Read the title and look at the photo. What do you think happens at this festival? You can tell a partner, or you can even tell everybody. Get ready to get dirty. It's the topic. So according to that topic, what are the things that comes to your mind? What do you think that this festival is about? Think about it. Then you read for details, work with a partner. It says here, answer the questions 1, 2, 3 about your festival only. Read about the Orange Festival. Right, what is the Orange Festival? What is that? Oh, we're going to read that so we can know. And read about the Festival of Color. Then you answer these questions after you read. Where and when does it take place? What is the purpose of the festival? What event does it celebrate? What do people do at the festival? Then it says here, ask your partner the questions in B about this, about his or her festival. Then read about the festival. Check your partner's answers. So which one do you like the most? Do you like more the Orange Festival, or do you like more the other one? Think about it, and we'll check some things. It says here, scan for details and categorize information. What festival is each sentence about? So you gotta check. We have 2 festivals, you gotta read each one of them, and then you answer. Write O for orange. If it's orange, you write an O, or if it's holly, you write an H, okay? Write B if both answers are possible. So if you are reading something here, it's celebrated in different countries. If the 2 are celebrated in different countries, you write a B. If only orange is celebrated, you write an O. If holy is only celebrated, you write an H. So you write O for holy, O for orange, H for holy, and B for the 2. It's celebrated in different countries. It's about an old story. It celebrates good over bad. You throw things at other people. You need to join a team. The day before, people light a fire, and so on. So think about those things that we got there. Now, continuing with the rest of the things that we had, it says here, answer the questions with a partner. Imagine you can go to Holy or the Orange Festival. And this I'm going to ask to you personally. Which one do you want to go to and why? That means that after you read this and you understand everything that we have here, you are going to tell me which festival would you like to go to and the reason why you would like to go to that festival. Are there any old traditional festivals in your country? Answer the questions in B about them. Do you like them? So you are supposed to think about your festivals, and here we got the questions in B, and you need to answer these questions about your festivals in your country. Where and when does it take place, that festival? What is the purpose of the festival? What event does it celebrate? And what do people do at the festival that is in your country? All right, reading this thing, we're going to get this, and then after I read it, then we're going to listen to it, so like that you can have the audio, and then you can repeat it a couple of times just in case you need that, so like that you can memorize it. The Orange Festival. It's a cool February afternoon in the small town of Iberia in North Italy. The streets are usually quiet, but today they are full of people as the 4th day of Orange Festival begins. The Carnival di Iberia is over 900 years old. It celebrates the story of a girl named Violeta. She killed the town's evil leader and freed the people of Iberia. The festival remembers the fight that took place between the people of Iberia and the evil leader's soldiers. In the original fight, people threw rocks at the soldiers. Today, participants throw oranges at the start of the Orange Festival. As a young woman dressed as a Violeta speaks to the people and gives them candy. After that, the Orange Fight begins to participate. You need to join a team. You can be on a team of freedom fighters or soldiers. If you don't want to fight, you must wear a red hat. Then no one will throw oranges at you. It's a lot of fun. To free someone means to release them from something bad. If not, you can always investigate and get those definitions and those things that maybe you still don't understand. Now, the Festival of Color. The Festival of Color, also called Holi, is a popular spring celebration. It takes place every year, usually in early or mid-March, around there. In India and other countries like Nepal and Sri Lanka. In Indian mythology, an elder woman tried to kill a young man named Farla by burning him in a fire. Because Farla was a good person, he escaped from the fire unhurt. Today, people remember this event by lighting large fires in the streets on the night before Holi. The fire is a symbol of the end of all bad things. The next day, Holi celebrates the start of spring and a new beginning. To celebrate, people gather in the streets. They throw colored powder into the air and say, "Holi, hey!" Others throw colored water or powder at each other. By the end of this festival, the streets are filled with color and smiles. It looks like it sounds like a nice festival. All right, mythology is a collection of very old traditional stories. That is its definition. If you escape from something bad, you get away from it. That means that you are not suffering that bad thing anymore. A symbol is something that represents something else. For example, the picture of a heart is a symbol of love. So, checking this, make sure that you continue reading it so like that you can understand everything that we have there. And not only that, after you read it and that you understand it, you get whatever you don't understand. And then after that part, you complete all the exercises. I'm going to play this audio that is the same reading that we have there so you can have it and you can still practice your pronunciation. So listen.
Get ready to get dirty. The Orange Festival.
It's a cool February afternoon in the small town of Ivrea in northern Italy. The streets are usually quiet, but today they're full of people as the 4-day Orange Festival begins. The Carnevale di Ivrea is over 900 years old. It celebrates the story of a girl named Violeta. She killed the town's evil leader and freed the people of Ivrea. The festival remembers the fight that took place between the people of Ivrea and the evil leader's soldiers. In the original fight, people threw rocks at the soldiers. Today, participants throw oranges. At the start of the Orange Festival, a young woman dressed as Violetta speaks to the people and gives them candy. After that, the orange fights begin. To participate, you need to join a team. You can be on a team of freedom fighters or soldiers. If you don't want to fight, you must wear a red hat. Then no one will throw oranges at you. It's a lot of fun.
The Festival of Color.
The Festival of Color, also called Holi, is a popular spring celebration. It takes place every year, usually in early or mid-March, in India and other countries, like Nepal and Sri Lanka. In Indian mythology, an evil woman tried to kill a young man named Prahlad by burning him in a fire. Because Prahlad was a good person, he escaped from the fire unhurt. Today, people remember this event by lighting large fires in the streets on the night before Holi. The fire is a symbol of the end of all bad things. The next day, Holi, celebrates the start of spring and a new beginning. To celebrate, people gather in the streets. They throw colored powder into the air and say, "Holi High." Others throw colored water or powder at each other. By the end of the festival, the streets are filled with color and smiles.
Great on that part. So make sure that you repeat it again, just in case, if you need, in order to be able to understand it. And well, the next part that we have is the grammar part. So let's watch the video first.
Simple present time clauses. A time clause explains when an action happened. A time clause begins with a time word, such as after, before, or when. A time clause has a subject and a verb. A time clause can come at the beginning of a sentence.
Before Henry goes to bed, he watches TV.
A time clause can also come at the end of a sentence.
Henry watches TV before he goes to bed.
All right, very important. In order to know that a time clause...
A time clause explains when an action happened.
that things happen.
A time clause begins with a time word, such as after, before, or when.
All right, so a time clause expresses the reaction that we have within two actions. So you have two actions. Something happens first, and after that, something different happens. So you use after when you want to talk about one first and then the other one. In this case, after you eat, you go or he goes to bed. That means that the first thing that happens is that he eats and then he goes to bed. And you could say before he goes to bed, he eats. So that means that the first thing that happens is that he eats and then he goes to bed. When we use when we want to talk about two actions that happen exactly at the same time. When he goes to bed, he watches TV. That means that at the same time that he goes to bed, at the same time, then he watches TV. So imagine you are sitting down or laying down on your bed and watching TV at the same time. If you have that That is basically what we need to understand for this grammar: after, before, and when. And the rest will be like where to put them inside a sentence. That's basically it there. I'm going to play it again from the beginning, and then we check.
Simple present time clauses. A time clause explains when an action happened. A time clause begins with a time word, such as after, before, or when. A time clause has a subject and a verb. A time clause can come at the beginning of a sentence.
Before Henry goes to bed, he watches TV.
A time clause can also come at the end of a sentence.
Henry watches TV before he goes to bed.
All right, I'm going to read them so like that you can get that information. We got time clauses with before, after, and when. Make sure that you look for the definition of before, after, and when, because that is going to help you a lot on understanding this part. Time clause. Remember, time clause, they need to have one of these. Before, after, when, they are time clauses. So before the festival starts, comma, Violeta speaks. After the party ended, comma, we went home. When you throw power in the air, you say holy high. Now, here we have, or they switch. Violeta speaks before the festival starts. We went home after the party ended. You say holy hey when you throw power in the air. Now, something very important to understand, that when the time clause is at the beginning of the sentence, you need to separate the clause and the main clause with a comma. And when the time clause is in the middle of the sentence, then they function as connectors. You don't need a comma if they are in the middle. Look, Violeta speaks before the festival starts, so no comma. But if you say before the festival starts, you need to put a comma. Violeta speaks. All right? Make sure that you're practicing that part so like that you can memorize it. On the next exercise, it says here, look at the photo, then read about Paloma's activities on the Three Kings Day. With a partner, combine the different sentences using before, after, and when. Multiple answers are possible. So look at this photo. And it says here even some information about this photo. It says, on January 6th, people around the world celebrate Three Kings Day. And we celebrated here too. In Spain and many Latin American countries, children get presents and families eat a special meal together. So, what we have here is some information about the Three Kings Day. That is something that we celebrate even in my country. So, and we have on January 5th, let me put it up so you can see everything. And right there. In January 5th, at 9 p.m., Paloma and her family go to the Three Kings parade. Paloma's younger brother gets up. They wake Paloma up. The family gathers in the living room. They open presents. Everyone relaxes and enjoys the morning. Paloma's and her mom prepare lunch. Paloma's grandparents arrive at her house. Everyone has lunch. The family eats a special sweet bread called a rascon. The adults talk and the children play games. So the idea is that you can take your notebook and you can elaborate sentences using before, after, and when. I'm going to give you one example and then you complete the rest. So you can do this in your notebook and I'm going to check when we get back to the class. So one example that I'm going to give you is with when. You got here at 7 a.m., these two things happen. Paloma's younger brother gets up and at 7 a.m. they wake Paloma up. So you could say, when Paloma's younger brother gets up, they wake Paloma up. Or you could say they wake Paloma up when Paloma's younger brother gets up. All right? So do more sentences, one with each, using before, after, and when, depending on the information that you have there in your notebook. And I'm going to check that. So make sure that you completed. On the next exercise that we have is the writing part. On the writing part, first I'm going to read all the information. Then we're going to check this writing that we have of that information that we got there, and then what you have to do. It says here, read the paragraph on the right, then tell a partner. So we're going to read it. In Korea, we have a holiday called Chuseok. It usually takes place in September or early October. It is a holiday for giving thanks and remembering our ancestors. Many people travel to their hometowns to spend Chuseok with their families. Every family celebrates Chuseok a little differently. In my family, we prepare traditional foods a day or two before Chuseok. On Chuseok morning, my family does a special ceremony to remember our ancestors. After this, we have a big meal and we give each other small gifts. In the evening, we have a nice dinner. After the meal, we play games or watch TV. There are lots of fun TV shows on during Chuseok. So, after you read that, you can replay it again just in case, so you can check it, or you can use your book and read it again. Make sure that whatever you don't understand from here, especially the words that maybe you don't know, that you check in the dictionary for the definitions to make sure that you understand what is happening there. So number one, is the person writing about a festival or holiday? So what is this? A festival or a holiday? What is it called? What is the name according to what we read? Where and when does it happen? Where does it happen and when does it happen? And what do people do and when? According to what we read there, what do people do? So the next thing, and this is your exercise, in your notebook, you can write something similar using this information. In this case, you're going to write, what is an important holiday or festival in your city or country? Use the questions in A to make some notes. Then use your ideas and the example to help you write a paragraph or two about it. So you're going to think about that place or that activity that they do in your country. All right, an important holiday or festival, and you got to answer these questions about your holiday or your important day. Is the person writing, are you writing about a festival or a holiday? What is it called? What is the name of that festival that they do? Where and when does it happen? The time that it happens, the date that it happens, and where, if it's like in a special place. And what do people do? You know, they have dinner or they eat, they bring their different things and so on. And when? All right, after you complete and you answer those questions about your holiday or your festival, write a similar paragraph talking about your personal holiday or festival. And then in the class, we're going to check. So I'm going to say, okay, now show me your holiday or the writing about your holiday. So like that, I could make sure that everybody completed their work. On the next part, we have something very special. It says here, look at these unusual holidays, then ask and answer the questions below with a partner. So, look at this picture. It says World Tourism Day, September 27th. And look at this picture. National Men Make Dinner Day, the first Thursday of November. As you could see, those are special days that they have. And the word of tourism, you can start thinking about it. What do you think that is the word of tourism? Or what do you think that is the National Man-Made Dinner Day? That is a special day. Could be. Is it? We don't know. Now, after you think about these two things and you use it as an example, then you need to create. What? What do you think happens each day? Which ones would you like to celebrate and why? Answer those questions for you. Now, it says here with a partner, even though you want to do it alone because we are working online, but if you have a partner, you can do it with your partner. Use the questions to invent. Now you have to invent an unusual holiday. So think about a holiday that you want to create. It's going to be your holiday. So it could be about anything that you think about. So invent a holiday. Unusual holiday is your holiday. So you need to answer, what is the name of the holiday? So you put the name. When does the holiday take place? What is the reason for the holiday? Who celebrates it? Maybe you could have a holiday talking about Friday. Friday's off, because a lot of people, because they want to have Fridays off when they are going to school, because it's like the last day, or when they are working, it's like they want to have an extra day. But it's all right, it's right. It's your holiday. You invent whatever you want. And answer this question. What do people do on the holiday? Do people celebrate it at home or outside the home? What do people wear? Are there any special foods or decorations? So answer all those questions about your holidays. Now, what we want for you guys to do, and listen very carefully, is that for you to prepare, it could be a picture, or for you to prepare something that will have all the information about your special holiday, all right? So make sure that for this section, you prepare a flyer. What flyer, Mr. Reyes? Yes, you put the picture, the name of your holiday, and then on the bottom, you will start answering those questions, all right? The name of the holiday, where does it take place, what do people do, and everything, all this information about your holiday, you can put it there in a flyer. So everybody's going to create a flyer about their holiday. And you're going to put all this information. And I'm going to check this on the next class that we get together. So if anything too, if there's something that you don't understand from all this information that we're giving through over here, you can always write and ask me in the WhatsApp group, if anything. If not, make sure that you repeat it again and you understand it. And then on the next class day, I'm going to check all the work that I'm telling you to do in this video. All right, it says here, present your holiday to the class. When you listen, take notes and answer the questions in B. So the next class we have, you're going to present your holiday. All right, we're going to see that beautiful thing with the picture and with all the information that you are going to create, that nice flyer. And it says here, review your notes. In your opinion, which holiday is the most interesting? Tell the class. We're going to do that when we get to the class. So make sure that you complete your holiday, that you have the flyer for your holiday with all the information. And then when we see that in the class, we're going to check who or what student is going to bring the best flyer for the best day that we have. That's it for now. Thank you very much for being here with Limitless English with Mr. Reyes. Hoping that everybody is doing good. See you in the next video. Bye-bye, guys.